Round 4 of the 2017 season sees the paddock return to New South Wales and return to Sydney Motorsport Park. Our second trip to Western Sydney for 2017, but our first on the 3.905 kilometre Gardner GP layer. Hi everyone, Zach Haven with you. Welcome to round 4 of the Shockwave Science Production Touring Car Championship. A 1 hour race from Sydney Motorsport Park this time round. It's round 2 of the Mocom Cup. Well, yesterday, Luke Searle and Barry Graham took pole position through Luke Searle clocking the fastest time in the Driver A qualifying session. They'll start alongside Aaron Seaton, who won with Greg Symes the opening round of the Mocom Cup at Lakeside 4 weeks ago. Seaton also won the Driver B race here yesterday. And in the Driver A race, it was defending series champion Matty Holt getting the better of the competition and becoming the 9th different winner of the season in the process in his brand new Holden. So we're getting ready for a start here. Fine and sunny conditions in Western Sydney. 33 starters out of the original 35. No Paul Wilbo, no Jeff Kite. But it is Seaton against Searle off the front row as we get set to launch for the start of the second half of the season. They're racing off the line nicely. Seaton beautifully away. Searle bogged it down. Holt goes up the inside. Simmons goes up the outside. There goes Jacques Townsend as well. Searle has been completely swamped and has gone back to 6th position with Mark Kane coming up around on the outside as well. So they head towards turn 2. The field safely through the first corner. But Luke Searle has made an absolute shocker of a start. A Barry Crocker, some would say, as they head through turn 3 for the first time. He'll end up back in 5th position on the exit of 2, getting back by on Mark Kane there, but he's still behind. Who's Townsend, the two Commodores of Holt and Simmons, and also young Aaron Seaton leads the field away. In the 3 races he contested so far this season, he is 3 from 3, he's undefeated so far. He's going for 4 from 4 today. We're on board with Adam Gosling, the best of the B2 competitors at the moment. But he'll face stiff competition from Joe Krinolos and the likes throughout the course of the next hour as they head to turn 6. Up the hill towards the hairpin now. There's Aaron Seaton. There's Matty Holt. Trevor Simmons. Luke Searle down the inside. Gets back to 4th spot on the inside of Townsend, who's got Kane and Thompson right behind him. There's Kevin Herban fighting over the same piece of real estate with Tom Muller as well as they come back to the main straight for the first time. One down. Plenty to come throughout the course of the next hour here at Sydney Motorsport Park. Compulsory pit stops between the 20th and 40th minute of the race as well. As we see there, Jacques Townsend struggling for some straight line speed at the moment. Mark Kane's got a little bit on him there, but Townsend should do enough to hold on to the position as they go through the first corner. Yes, he does, but Kane is right there. Look at those two coming into picture now. Kane up on the outside, who's Townsend holding on the inside, and that's allowing Thompson to hold on to them as well. Holt, Simmons, Searle. The next one's through. 2nd, 3rd and 4th. They're all chasing Aaron Seaton, who's got out to a clear and comfortable margin so far. A little bit of smoke coming out of the back of the Pearson entry as they head through once more. Go on board with the series president, Robin Coulthard now. Looks like Kevin Herban ahead of him as they go through turn 4 up towards 5. Smooth start from Coulthard, a smooth start from everybody. In fact, cleanly away over the first 2 laps here. But the one they're all trying to catch is that Symes Transport Mitsubishi Evo on our screen now, going to the turn 8 airpin. Clear margin over Holt at the moment. They were brilliant up at Lakeside 4 weeks back. He and Greg Symes taking an 18-second victory over the rest of the pack. Commanding performance. And one that made everyone sit up and take notice going forward in this series. We go back to Paul Lane, Daniel Smith, Jimmy Vernon in there, Tim Brook behind the wheel of the Smith Honda Integra at the moment. Smith not even at the venue. He's on his way via helicopter to Sydney Motorsport Park to take over from Brook later in the race. We're on board with Tom Muller as they come back to the main straight. There's Symes. Holt, Simmons doing his best to hold off Searle. Searle going across with him to the middle of the circuit, trying to get the slipstream, trying to get the run. But the V8 Commodores in a straight line here, they're very hard to match. As Seaton leads us up towards turn 2 once more. There's Holt. Look at Searle all over the back of Simmons at the moment. Thompson behind into the wall. You can see him now, the smoke billowing up everywhere. Thompson's in the wall and gone. Oh, Stephen Thompson. It got wide on the exit of 1. caught the dirt, and the car's flung across the circuit. Thompson's been a passenger in all of that. Unfortunately, that will be his day done, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get a safety car out of that. While we wait to see some confirmation on that, great to see Chris Reeves back on the grid. You saw him there a moment ago, the number 3 going through. Two-time champion in this category. But to elaborate on what we're talking about with Tim Brook and Daniel Smith. Daniel, only recently, before the cars headed out of the grid, completed race 3 of round 4 of the attrition, the Pulsars down at Lakeville Park. The track school team have got in via helicopter, coming to Sydney now to take over from Brook sometime during the pit window. Yellow flags out, safety car deployed, no real surprise there. And that will be, for the track school team, a hell of an effort if they can pull it off. Of course, Smith leads the championship coming into this round. And there is the sorry sight of Stephen Thompson's Mitsubishi Evo parked on the inside on the approach to turn 2. The rescue vehicles making their way out onto the circuit now to take that car away. And the field in control of the safety car behind Aaron Seaton, who leads this race and has done since the start. Holt sits second, Simmons sits third. Luke Searle still holding on. Oh, actually, no, there you go. We've only just seen that just now as they come onto our screen there. Searle has actually got by Trevor Simmons, and therefore he will sit third as they come back to green. Race restart, number 1 of the afternoon. Seaton holds them for a long time. Green flag back in the air, away we go. Great start from Seaton, clears out early from Holt. Searle, Simmons, Oosthuizen, Kane. They all go through the first corner. Kane looking up on the outside of Oosthuizen there as they make their way through for the first time since the restart. But it's clean for Seaton. Holt, then Searle, then Simmons. Then you go back to Oosthuizen, then you go back to Kane. Rest of the field making their way through. Looks like that's the VRAG and Krinolos entry running into a little bit of trouble there with Timmy Brook. And there goes sideways Krinolos. He'll hand over to Tony VRAG a little bit later on. But very unlucky there to lose that position. Very lucky that he didn't do a lot more and go around. Very good car control in the end. Joe Krinolos, but cold tyres, cold brakes, cold everything from the restart, and it just didn't work for him. Up there on the inside of Nigel Williams, we're on board with Adam Gosling. There he goes up the inside, but up on the inside of both of them, I should say, goes the 18. And that is, of course, Graham Muir. Good move from Muir. Up there on the inside, job done. And up, oh no, back down the inside of Gosling goes Williams. So Gosling's really been a sitting duck and all of that, because there goes Jimmy Brook as well. Back on board with Gosling. We're getting some great shots from on board the BMW as he goes back down on the inside to try and outplace Brook, but that's not going to work for you, son, I'm afraid. Gosling, the leader of Class B2 at the moment, the leader of the club championship as well, going into Sydney Motorsport Park as they make their way around towards turn 3. There's Josh Muggleton. On board with him now. Great run so far. Turn number 3 on the run up over the rise. Josh and Jared Muggleton. There's an interesting stat for you. 2 brothers teaming up for the first time this weekend. So Jared making his debut here at Sydney Motorsport Park, and that is great to see. We've always said it's a family-friendly sport. So Oosthuizen struggling a little bit for his standards. He and Daniel won the race here last year, of course, the 1 hour. And, they're sitting ducks today in amongst the Swagger Commodores. There's Josh Muggleton up over the rise in the Volkswagen Golf through turn 7 at Corporate Hill. Sun absolutely smashing that windscreen at the moment. Hard to see out of it, isn't it? As they come back onto the main straight. There's Muir. There is Smith. There is Williams. Brook, I should say, with Smith set to take that over very shortly. Force a habit, of course, referring to the 75 as Daniel Smith. He is the championship leader. We've been talking a lot about him right throughout the course of the season. Look who's up there in second spot now too, by the way. Not only have you got Greg Symes and Aaron Seaton leading the way, but now Luke Searle sits second. So Searle sitting there in second spot. Oh, he's running wide, Luke Searle. He's got too deep under brakes at turn 2 and Searle's in the dirt. He won't lose second position in all of that, but he has lost time to Seaton at a critical moment. You do not need to give Seaton any extra time because he has got the advantage of the four-wheel drive of that Mitsubishi Evo, and he's such a talented young steerer. Give him 2 seconds like Searle did just there, and it's as good as a holiday. He can run with that for the rest of the day. Will that come back to cost Searle and Graham? You'll have to wait and see as we go on board with Matty Holt now. Holt, the defending champion, of course, second in the Mocom Cup. I mentioned earlier that Adam Gosling's leading the club championship, but he's leading that in Class B too. It's Holt that was leading the way in the club championship coming into this round on the back of what we saw at Lakeside, of course. And Matty Holt sitting beautifully there at the moment. Second in the Mocom Cup, leading the club championship, not an outright contender just at the moment in the state championship as we go on board with Gosling. Wide there goes Timmy Brook. Struggling to get by Nigel Williams at the moment. But they are sitting nicely. The respective combatants, both Gosling and Holt, in their championship campaigns this year. They should be class champions, you would think, by the end of the year. But it depends on how it all unfolds here in Sydney, I would think. As they go through turn 1 once more. There's Seaton leading the way from Searle. The gap's opened up with the, of course, that mistake from Searle the last time by. There is Holt. Third spot. Remember, all these guys coming into this round acknowledge that there are still 3 rounds to go. There's 2 enduros and 3 sprint races. 3 sprint races here in September, of course, is Muggleton. Points traffic to go up the inside of him. He just sits back and lets them go. And that's a good way to play it. As we see Vernon go through there, then Lane, then Krinolos. Here comes Pearson, Reeves up on his inside. So Reeves in the Toyota 86 gets up there on the inside now, nicely done. But yes, going back to what we were saying, as we see Seaton come back into the hairpin once more. As much as we can say that the championship defences are looking good for Holt and the campaign's looking good for he, Gosling and whoever else, particularly Smith and Vernon, you've got to remember that 1 retirement, 1 non-finish, you can kiss a championship campaign goodbye because you score 0 points. And in a championship where class honours are on the line more so than outright honours, because the points are awarded based on where you finish in your class relative to those that are racing in your class, not for first, second, third, outright, etc. That could come back to cost you at the end of the season. There is Aaron Seaton leading Luke Searle. Becoming quite repetitive, isn't it, at the moment, as they go through the first corner on the run up towards turn 2. They've opened up a nice little lead there. Holt goes through as Townsend, then Simmons, then Herben. Looks like Mark Kane's lost some ground in all of that. Of course, the pit window opens very shortly as well, so that might be something to pay attention to. Kane may have come in. I'm not sure yet as we pick up Tom Miller there now. Going up over the rise to turn 4. Herben's going through our picture. 444 been given that's the BMW I should say, number 444 on it, has been giving him some grief across the course of the weekend. Going into the mode of the light check, I was hoping to sorted that out throughout the course of the afternoon to give it a good strong run. But that running is far from where we expected to see it at this point in time. Herben sitting there just ahead of him at the moment. There's Gosling, finally got by Williams, finally got by Timmy Brook, and finally got by Jimmy Vernon as well. So Gosling back at the front of that pack now. That's a good little group battle unfolding there at the moment as we go back to Seaton going through turn 1 once more. Great racing so far. Aaron Seaton in complete control of this. such a commanding drive, a dominant display and performance up at Lakeside, and they're looking good to do it again here. But this game is totally different to what we saw at Lakeside. At Lakeside, it was just to park it, get your driver out, get your driver in, get back out on the track. Here, you've got to do a wheel brace change as well. And that might just be the difference. Who can get the job done in the pit lane the fastest? Beautiful shots from Sydney on a fine and sunny afternoon in July as we watch Aaron Seaton enter turn 8 once more. It's an 11-turn circuit. Of course, anti-clockwise the direction. It's been on our calendar for a very long time. It's been open since 1990. A couple of changes in that time. Of course, the change on the run out of turn 5 up to that what used to be 6 and 7, but is now just 6. And of course, the extension around the circuit walk around. Last time in Sydney, happening as well back in around 2011, 2012. So we go on board Robert Coulthard now. He's looking up there on the inside of Hodson now. Got a good run out of turn 8 did Coulthard. He'll look to go up on the inside here. Hodson gives him room. Coulthard takes the position away. The 15 moves up. Nicely done. Back to Aaron Seaton. So Seaton in complete control. Holt's still got the better. There's Mark Kane. We missed him earlier when he went through. He's got by Trevor Simmons. That's probably why. We were expecting to see him in behind Trevor Simmons there. But yes, he is out there still. Circulating nicely. Ahead of Trevor Simmons. Behind Jarkus Towson. So his Towson's moved up nicely. But still not where he'd like to be. He'd rather be up running with BMW. Also the Evo of Aaron Seaton. Just hasn't got the potential for that at the moment. Holt there, getting muscled out of the way by his Towson, just as I say it. He goes up to third. Now it's about trying to claw in the gap. But that's easier said than done when you've got pilots like about the 6-hour winner Luke Searle and of course the son of Glenn Seaton and Aaron behind the wheel and 2 cars in front. But Jarks is third. It's a huge gap from second to third. But it's now Class A1 locking out the podium here at SMP. Simmons, Herben, then we go back to Sewell. Look at Timmy Brook, punching well above his weight there. He doesn't deserve to be where he's at for the size of the car compared to the cars around him and in front of him. But he's just driving a marvellous race. That Honda Integra has terrific speed, it has done all season. It continues to punch well above his weight, and that's of course the first time we've seen Timmy Brook racing it this season. He, along with just about half of our paddock, are heading up to Townsville next weekend to run in the Toyota 86 round up there. Aaron Seaton, Luke Searle both going up. You'll see Jimmy Vernon, Dylan Thomas and Timmy Brook all on the grid in Townsville for the Toyota 86 Racing Series, which then visits here in August and then up to Bathurst in October and Newcastle in November. So it's New South Wales 86 Series. The Queensland leg thrown in for good measure at the moment. Of course, we see Herben holding off Brook at the moment. There's Zeus Towson. So as I said there earlier, it's Zeus Towson, Holt and Kane. We missed Kane getting by Simmons, but he's charging nicely. It's on between he and Matty Holt in the Mocon Cup battle at this point in time. Kane leading him by a solitary point. Coming into Sydney. Back onto the main straight. There's Aaron Seaton. Luke Searle about 3 seconds back at the moment. It's a good margin that's been opened up and maintained by Aaron Seaton. Luke's doing all he can to claw some gap out, but unable to at this stage as we go back on board with Matty Holt and now into the pits with Matty Holt as well. So the compulsory pit stop window open. Holt will hand over to Brett Howard, of course, for the run home. There's Coulthard. Looks like something billowing out of the back of that car at the moment. Might just be a little bit of smoke. Might be a little bit of water. We're not sure. Oh, cross country there for Anthony Sewell on the exit of 4 on the run to 5. Tom Muller's in the lane as well. Muller will jump out. Muller will jump in. He's got no co-drive this weekend, but part of the regulations state that all drivers have to remove themselves from the car, even if you're a single driver. Remove yourself from the car, jump back in during those compulsory pit stops, and then of course the wheel race change takes place around all of that. So Seaton continues to lead. We're not far off the halfway mark of this race at the moment. There's Matt Shyland, first time we've caught him today. And then we go back to Matty Holtz. So Brett Howard now behind the wheel of that car, almost a lap down, it's important to note. There's Robert Coulthard in the lane as well. Seaton and Symes haven't yet changed over. So Seaton's going to be dealing with lap traffic now because there's going to be cars that have completed their stop and cars that haven't completed their stop as well. Two of the first cars in were Kath Loyakono in the Mitsubishi Evo and Aaron Hills in the Mazda to hand over to his son Finley. And of course Kath Loyakono sharing with Paul, who won a race. That's the car that's just gone through your screen there. They of course shared the car here last year, Paul's old car. Doing the same again this year. Kath handing over the Paul straight away as soon as the pit window opened, and Paul of course winning in that car here last time out. As we go back to Holt, back to Seaton. Howard of course now behind the wheel of the number one that Holt will steer here in September in his quest to go back to back in Shockwave Championship. Hard fight in his hands with those two Class D competitors, namely Smith and Vernon, who are cleaning up at this stage. A little bit of a lock up there from the 37. That's David Baker running wide at turn 2. As we go back to Josh Muggleton now in the 81, the Volkswagen Golf. On board with him, making his way around towards turn 8. Such a great little sound, the Volkswagen, isn't it? Just one of the many different makes and models that you see on the grid in this championship, and it's great to hear the differences between the cars and see the differences between the cars in terms of straight line speed, corner speed, handling, all that sort of stuff, as well as we go back to Adam Gosling, who's also run a little bit wide there at turn 2. A few guys testing the limits there at the moment. Herben, Baker, there's Mark Kane going through now as well. Simmons chasing some lap traffic there at the moment. Simmons one of the only handful that haven't completed their compulsory pit stop just yet. There goes Matt Shyland, and he did just that now. Cars that are pointing in, including Seaton, have not pitted. Seaton trying his best to put a lap on Brett Howard here. The Extreme Racing car. Howard just lets him through. Nicely done. We're on board with him now on the run out of turn 2. Through 3. Watch the Evo just pull slightly away. There's not much difference in the speeds of the cars around here. I think last year between Bruce Townsend and Josh Muggleton, who was behind the wheel of Matty Holt's car at the time in the rain, there was 2 seconds between them. An advantage to Daniel Townsend, of course. We're back on board with Tommy Muller, making his way down the inside of Finley Hills at the moment. Still best placed in Class B1, of course, is Tom. So he heads up towards the back half of the circuit now, or the back corners of the circuit, to come back to the main straight, as we go back to Timmy Brook and Robert Coulthard now. And Coulthard again, just kicking up. Either there's something falling out of the back of his... Oh no, there goes Muggleton. Muggleton's off the circuit. Oh no, that's so unfortunate for Josh Muggleton. Will he be able to get it back on? I don't think so. We'll wait and see. Oh no, he's done a very good job there as Josh Muggleton, but now, just as it looked like he was going to go back onto the circuit, he's actually pulled off, and that'll be the end of the day for the Volkswagen Golf. That's so unfortunate for him, because he was only seconds away from handing over to his brother in Jared. Now the safety car gets deployed again. Now, this is where the remainder of the pit stops will take place. Seaton, Searle, will both come in. There's Robert Coulthard also completing his CPS. As I was saying about his car, I wasn't sure whether there was some dust on the road that he kept kicking up, because every time we've seen him go through turn 2 there's been something coming out of the back of that car, whether it's something that he's kicked up on the road or whether there is actually some fluid leaking out of the back of that car. We're not 100% sure. Safety car on the circuit now, and this works beautifully into the hands of Symes and also Graham, who are about to take the helm of the cars. And Seaton and Searle have driven so beautifully throughout the first half of the race. We're on board with Brett Howard now as he goes through turn. Oh no, 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 no! Off the road! Behind the safety car. Did you see that? My goodness gracious me, the wheel has just parted company with the car. It's gone straight up over the wall, and that's the end of the day for Brett Howard and Matthew Holt, and that, my friends, is a game changer. Not only in the Mocom Cup, but also the Club Championship as well. Oh, what drama's left in this day? Let's wait and see. Have a look at this. Back to the line they come. Green flag back in the air. Adam Gosling, we're on board with him now. He's lost out a few car lengths at the restart there. But the thing that we should point out is it was Barry Graham leading the field back to green. Graham and Searle, brilliant work in the pit stop there at Roadkill Express to leapfrog Seaton and Symes. So Seaton and Symes now trail in this race for the first time. They led all the way up to the pit window, but now the hard yards are ahead for Greg Symes, who has to try and find a way past Barry Graham in the remaining 15 minutes of this race. Not going to be easy. On the run up towards turn 6, there's car lengths in there at the moment. Well, would you have predicted the drama today? Jacques Oosthuizen out with a wheel problem. He pulled up on the exit of turn 8 on the approach to 9. Then Josh Muggleton going off the circuit, causing the safety car. They cleaned up the Oosthuizen entry at the time. There's Pearson's car turned around on the exit of, I think that's the exit of turn 2. Anthony Sewell pulling up now as well. Cars are dropping like flies here at the moment. No one would have saw the problem coming for Brett Howard. The wheels just come loose and parted company with the car. That's put Matthew Holt out of the race. And then, of course, now we've got this battle between BMW and Mitsubishi for outright honours here. And BMW have not won a race on New South Wales soil this year. Of course, yesterday we saw Holden grab their second win of the season. We saw Aaron Seaton grab his third. So it could be 3 different manufacturers for the weekend as well, which is an exciting stat. And of course, BMW cleaned up 4 of the 6 races held on Queensland soil so far, including Steve Burridge's winning the Mocom Cup Round Driver B race last time out. So there's a lot to play out here. But we should point out, we didn't see the Oosthuizen car getting parked, so it was a wheel problem for him as well. So wheels and steering was during the weekend at SMP. The reason the safety car got deployed was because of the position of the Muggleton car. It wasn't because of the Oosthuizen car. The Oosthuizen car had actually stayed there for about 5 minutes before the safety car got deployed. And then, of course, upon the restart there, you've seen the Sewell entry, I should say, Anthony Sewell in that 1M come undone as well. So the limp mode issues continuing for that car. Another DNF for him this season, and that's really unfortunate. There goes Paul Loiacono straight around the outside of Kevin Urban. That's great stuff. Back to Graham and, of course, Symes, who lead this race. And how many opportunities does Greg Symes have left to try and get the position back? Barry Graham driving a beautiful race at the moment as they come back out of turn 3 and over the rise to 4. They've gapped Trevor Simmons, who sits third. What a great run it's been from Trev so far. And he is, of course, been the beneficiary. Oh no, there's Matt Shilan off the road. Sums up the weekend for the Honda, really. Hasn't been a good one for him. He's had some ongoing issues. They've been chipping away and clawing away at them, but it just hasn't been his day, his season here in Class D. But yes, how many more opportunities does Greg Symes have? Trevor Simmons, the beneficiary of the Matthew Holt retirement, to move up into third at the moment. Mark Kane and Rodney Thorpe engaged in a battle for fourth, and in all of that, Adam Gosling has moved up as well. Jimmy Vernon's leapfrogged Tim Brook, who's handed over to Daniel Smith. The pit window is now behind us. We go on board with Muller. So it's not over yet at SMP. Far from it. We go back to the straight. We should point out, those guys, 1, 2, 3, particularly in a great spot here. So too Jimmy Vernon, because they waited until the safety car was deployed. They waited as long as they could to pit in and got the safety car at the right time during the pit window. They were able to come in and move up accordingly. So again, strategy plays into your hands sometimes in this game. Not so much for the first two, particularly for Simmons, Vernon, Blake, who are sitting very, very well going into the final 10 minutes of this race. There's Tom Muller getting up there, muscling his way through on the inside on the run-up over towards turn 4 now. As we watch a couple of cars further back in the pack. Looks like Muir and maybe Baker. Reeves and Vernon sitting there as well. As we go back to our leaders, and how long can Barry Graham hold on for? That's what we want to know as they come back down the main straight one more time. Sun's starting to fade fast at Sydney Motorsport Park. This is on. We're back on board with Tom Muller. Closing in on the car in front of him. That's Mark Kane actually in the Marcel entry. Up the inside goes Tommy Muller. Oh, Mark Kane, what a move that was. Here we go. Muscles his way through. Brilliant stuff. Muller charging hard. Herman sideways on the exit of turn 11 as well. And yet, Barry Graham is doing a terrific job here. Greg Symes doing all he can, but unable to catch that BMW M135i at this point in time. There are parts of the circuit where Greg has been able to close in on Barry. There are parts where Barry's been able to extend the gap. But there's been no clear evidence to suggest that Barry's going to get overtaken here, that Greg's going to be able to get this done. It may take a mistake from Barry to bring it into the favour of the Mitsubishi Evo. Oh, you've got to love these 1 hour races, don't you? Drama packed all the way. Minute after minute, there's something to hold our attention and captivate our imagination. It is just fantastic stuff. Last lap board in the air this time. Barry Graham holding off Greg Symes on the run to turn 1, but Symes is right there. There's about 3 car lengths in it. What can Greg Symes do on the final 3.905 kilometres around Sydney Motorsport Park? Let's wait and see. This is huge as they head into turn 2 for the last time. Trevor Simmons not far back in third spot, done a terrific job to stick with them, but not only that, pull away from 4th, 5th, 6th and the like further back to ensure that he's going to hold on to third here, provided that car of his with a second-hand engine in it, I might add, after the failure at Lakeside, can hold on for this final lap. We've gone past the 1 hour mark. We are on our way home, and it's a terrific battle between BMW and Mitsubishi for the final rights of victory here. Round the outside, there further back, Finley Hills. What a move that was. Unfortunately, couldn't hold on to it. Finley doing all he could to try and get by. But he'll still win Class C regardless. Checkered flag in the air. Barry Graham and Luke Searle take their first Mocom Cup victory together as a combination. And BMW get their first win in New South Wales for 2017. And Barry Graham and Luke Searle become our 10th and 11th different race winners across the course of 15 spectacular races in New South Wales and Queensland so far. It has been thrilling stuff. Trevor Simmons in for third. What a day at the office here. Luke Searle, Barry Graham on top in the Mocom Cup round. Trevor Simmons, Mark Kane, Rodney Thorpe, Adam Gosling, Jimmy Vernon, Graham Muir, Captain Paul Loiacono inside the top 10, a remarkable effort, and Jamie Hodson making up the top 10. Class B2 to Adam Gosling, D to Jimmy Vernon. Class C went to Nick Cox, finishing there in 15th position. And we go further down. Class B1 to Tom Muller up there in 11th. Class E to Finley and Aaron Hills in 21st position. And such a long list of retirements here, it's not even funny. The rate of attrition was quite extraordinary in the 1 hour here at Sydney Motorsport Park. Well, Daniel Smith holds on to the lead in the championship, even though he's second in Class D today. It is he leading the way from Jimmy Vernon going into the final 2 rounds of the season. Mark Kane leads the Mocom Cup and Adam Gosling leads the Club Championship. Hope you enjoyed our coverage of round 4 from SMP. We'll see you in Goulburn. Bye for now.